today we're talking about manifesting real life dream love. I didn't believe in it. What I did was more by accident that led to the dream love that we have than it was by intentional action.
And then there was people who were a bit like, well, it's early days, this is probably not gonna last, and probably a little bit interested in hearing the bad side of stuff.
We've published a book, Dream Love, co-authored by me and Drea, which really talks about manifesting your perfect kind of partner, and some of the tips and tricks and really some inspirational advice to get you going. I really felt that I had relationships by chance, by accident. There were people that you meet in a bar, in a nightclub.
I always wanted somebody to come and sweep me off my feet. You know, princess in a kind of castle.
Prince Charming.
Prince Charming.
Driving off the dragon.
I love it. I want somebody who makes me laugh, and I want somebody who thinks about me, who cares about me, who wants to be romantic, and all of those things. I just accepted it. I didn't really believe in the movie Lost.
That acceptance is a really key point. We accept what we know is not ideal for us.
It's important to design what you want. You know, you're fully in control of your own life. You get to design it, and that is what living with intention means.
Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Love One Life. I'm Fred, this is Drea, and today we're talking about manifesting real life dream love.
Woo! Like we got.
Tell us what we're going to be going into today, Drea.
Well, Fred has created a song, a book, and a life, which you can see right here, called Dream Love. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be diving in a little bit deeper into the song, how it came about, how we came about, and maybe how it might be able to help you if you are seeking something similar, like really good, wonderful relationships and love.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to tell you that I've released a song called Dream Love under Drea Fred Warner, and we've published a book, Dream Love, co-authored by me and Drea, which talks about manifesting your perfect kind of partner and some of the tips and tricks and really some inspirational advice to get you going. So, Drea, going back to the very beginning, finding real love. For a lot of us out there, until you found it, you don't believe it's real.
No, you think it's movie stuff. Yeah.
Movie stuff. And that when people talk about it, what did people think when you were telling them about your new love? There was probably split into two camps. What were they probably?
Yeah, so there would be the excited people who were like, this is cool, he's hot, that's so good for you. Those are nice people. And then there was the people who were a bit like, well, you know, it's early days, this is probably not gonna last, or like this feeling won't last, and probably a little bit interested in hearing the bad side of stuff, like almost to be justified. Like, it can't all be brilliant, can it? It can't all be amazing. You can't just be like totally. And I was very steadfast right from the beginning, having met Fred, that I'm like, oh no, he's the one. And I'm always going to feel like this. And we are a good 7 years in now, and I feel stronger than I did even back then at the beginning.
You're absolutely right to go back to when those people are thinking that, because I used to.
Yeah.
I used to think it's just movie love, you know, like on screen. In the book I talk about, you know, Neo and Trinity and the Matrix, the power couple, you know, they're so strong together, they really love each other, they go to all the lengths together. And you look at that and you kind of want that.
You want that for yourself.
But you don't believe it's going to happen.
No, because it just seems to be made up, because there's so few of us who probably get to experience it because of the things that we may or may not do to help ourselves, which I know that we're going to go into a little bit more.
Absolutely.
But you didn't believe in it.
I didn't believe in it. What I did was more by accident that led to the dream love that we have than it was by intentional action. But what we can do is tell you the secrets of what we did, and you can then go and intentionally
try it yourself.
Knock yourself out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So out now on Amazon is the book Dream Love, and as we go through it, we'll look at the first stages. What lessons did we learn from love before we started our journey together?
Oh dear. What did we learn from love before our journey?
Yeah.
What did you learn? Go on.
I really felt that I had relationships by chance, by accident. There were people that you meet in a bar, in a nightclub, or in a social setting. There's normally alcohol involved, and you start to fall into a relationship with someone and you know nothing about them, their suitability, or anything else. And that this is deemed normal. This is deemed by especially older generations.
It really is.
This is the way you do it.
Yeah.
But actually getting into a relationship with somebody where you already know a bit of information about them, let's call it metadata on their likes, dislikes, personality types, hobbies, that's considered weird by the older generations.
But I think what they mean though is that, you know, you've got to have the spark, isn't it? You've got to be seeing them across the room, thinking I fancy a bit of that, but having no knowledge about what kind of person that is. They might be a psycho serial killer, but they look good, so like, come on, let's have a chat. But I genuinely think that that's what people think is like, you've got to see each other, meet across the room, eyes connect. And that is also movie love. But they do think it's weird, like apps like Tinder and Bumble and whatever there else is out there. They think it's really weird that you would almost put your character CV down on a bio to be like, this is the kind of person that I am, and this is the kind of person who I want to meet. So it does feel strange for them, doesn't it?
It does. So tell us a bit about your lessons.
My lessons, okay. I learned, I always wanted somebody to come and sweep me off my feet. I think I always wanted that, you know, princess in a kind of castle. Yeah, the
Prince Charming.
Prince Charming, like come round.
Driving off the dragon.
I love it. I want somebody who makes me laugh, and I want somebody who thinks about me, who cares about me, who wants to be romantic and all of those things. And even though I kind of put it out there, I would say, I was met with not that, and I accepted it. I just accepted it. I settled quite a lot of the time, because I'm just thinking, because I didn't really believe in the movie love stuff, it was not possible.
That acceptance is a really key point. We accept what we know is not ideal for us, what we in our heart believe is not where we want to be, but where we just stay. Because we don't have the oomph about us to get up and change it and take the risks that come with getting out of it.
And maybe also there's a lack of self-worth as well. Am I worthy enough to have somebody who really cares for me and treats me really, really well? Am I, you know, do I deserve it? Do I actually deserve it? Like, what am I bringing to it? And for those people who have had a life where maybe others around you have not made you feel the best version of yourself and not made you feel great, that can be a challenge. That can be a challenge to think of yourself deserving of something brilliant and special.
Really, really great points there, Dre. So when we come to thinking about intentional choices that we're going to go into, when people move out of a relationship, and I know I did, I'd have a longer list of what I didn't want again.
Yeah.
But I never really had a list about what I did want.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar as well.
And if you ask people, and if you ask yourself right now, what is it that you do want? How many people actually can't tell you? And if you're one of those people, that's fine, okay? But it's indicative that if you don't know what you want, how on earth can you have what you want?
Yeah.
I came out of relationships thinking, well, I don't want that kind of whole roller coaster drama,
Yes.
aggression on and off thing again. So I want something nice and, I presume, nice and steady. So you get into nice and steady and go, well, I could do with some life in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a roller coaster like
Yeah.
drama and horrificness, but, you know, flat, steady
Yeah.
was equally not what I wanted because I didn't think what I did want.
You do have to be willing to think about what I'd like this guy or girl to be like. Even in my wedding speech, I did say I was desperately looking for somebody who was tall, dark, handsome, funny, charismatic. And we all laughed. Even in the room, we all laughed because we're like, as if you can get... And I did. I did. I was like, look at that. I did want all that. And this time, I wasn't willing to settle. And that was a difference.
And you got what you wanted.
I got what I wanted.
So that takes us into the next part and the key thing around manifestation. Manifesting your ideal situation, in my case, was manifesting Drea, as it turned out. I didn't know her until I met her. So I call it love by design in the book. And I talk about how I manifested it without intending to. But what I did is I sat down and I wrote a poem called Life and Love. And in it, I described exactly the kind of partner in life that I wanted in some detail. I put that in the book as well, the poem I wrote. And 5 months later, I met Drea, and she literally ticked all the list of things in my poem. And it was mind-blowing. And then I shared the poem with Drea after I'd met her. And she was equally blown away by it, because you were thinking, this is exactly the sort of person I wanted to meet and be with. And that included business, life, holiday types, passions.
Family.
Everything. And it really came to pass. And so when I talk about intentional living, manifesting, if you don't know what you want, what you do want, think about it and then write it down. And the more you write it down, the more somehow the kind of universe can help you on your journey.
I agree with that. You sent it to me about a week or so, or a few days after we had met, and you sent it. I read it. And first of all, it was quite unusual, I felt, for a man to write A, down his feelings, or B, down like what he was looking for. So straight away, I'm like, this is a guy who's got intellect and he knows what he wants, which is definitely part of my tick list. I was looking for that. And then I sent it to my bestie, because you share everything with your bestie. And she came back to me and she said, I started reading it and then I had to go back up to the top after the first paragraph because I thought it was you writing, because the way in which we communicate is so similar and the things that we wanted were so similar that she thought that it was something I had written. She said she couldn't believe quite how aligned we were, straight away like that. So I thought that was really important. But yeah, if you want somebody who's romantic and things like that, you've got to take those other permutations in with it. The fact that and then many people have said that to me as well. I can't believe that Fred would write this kind of thing down. My partner would never write this kind of thing down. It's like that in itself was pretty big.
Yeah, it was just cool, right?
Yeah.
And then you got your own song written for you called Dream Love by Me that I played to you at our wedding.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. And I think one of your friends said something funnier when I picked up the guitar.
Because I think she said, she looked at me and she went, is he going to sing it? No. What the fuck? She literally, and the whole place went silent and we all looked at her. And it was true. But I'm like, yes, he is. Because that's what my husband does. I love it.
So think about the joy and the feelings when we met, what it was like as opposed to other relationships when they've started. How was it different?
Wow. Well, first of all, we met on Tinder, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. So, my story's in the book as well, and I do tell it very well. I don't need to tell it here.
You can give them a quick insight.
Okay. So I came back after a night out with my friend, and it was very late. It was about 2:00 in the morning, and I was very much wing woman for my friend. So we'd go out and I would help set her up with whoever took her fancy, but I was not interested in really meeting anybody. I really wasn't bothered. But I did say to her, I did make a promise that I'd stop saying no to things because I just kept stopping opportunities happening. So she comes back and says, we need to get you on Tinder, Andrea. Let's get you on Tinder. I'm like, no. She said, you said you'd stop saying no to opportunities. I was like, duh. So I thought I was a Tinder snob. I didn't want to go on there and judge other people. I didn't want to be looking at pictures and making decisions based on that. I didn't want to feel like I was reading lies about people. I just didn't feel like it was a genuine, authentic. And maybe like the older generation, I'm like, I'll meet somebody out in real life, not on that type of thing. And we put up a little account. I shoved on a couple of pictures. I put something very short and sweet about myself in order that I could review a collection of males. And within, I don't know, like 10 minutes or whatever, I come across the picture of Fred and his bio, and straight away, and I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't experienced it myself, I already felt like I knew him. I already felt like I knew what we'd be like together. It's the most bizarre things. Sometimes when I tell this to people, they say that their hair stands on ends because it's just like so special. And I swiped and I was like, yeah, I just knew. And then the next day he swiped for me to say, yes, I agree. I also like the look of you. And then the monkey did not message me. And I know you say it was a very short amount of time, but I still do classically believe that you would not have messaged me. And so I made the first move. And
Well, you know, you had to test you out.
I can test you out.
Treat me, keep him, keep. I'm joking.
He was scared. He's like, what's this girl about? I got it. I understood. So yeah, when we first met, it was fireworks, essentially. It was the universe imploding upon itself. That's what it felt like in my heart. It felt like in my stomach, in my gut. That's what it felt like. I felt like I'd met somebody extremely special.
Yeah, my head was like floating for at least a week.
Yeah.
Or so. It's just like, oh, it was in a
I remember you saying
cloud nine, you know?
You like, this is not sustainable.
I was so excited. I think this comes back to when older generations talk about, well, it's great to meet people in person because you've got to get that spark. Yes, that's true. You have to meet the person before you commit to a relationship with them. But it's better to know something about them first. Are they the kind of person that's going to like the things you like doing? Are they the person that's going to like to try and chase the dreams you want to chase? Because if they're not, why see if there's a spark? Because the two are still incompatible. So I believe in figure out if someone's the right kind of person for you. Then you need to meet them and see if the spark comes, because it can't always come. There's going to be plenty of people you meet when there's no spark, right?
Yeah, agree.
So the spark was really the important part, but it was the mind-blowing part, wasn't it?
It was. I remember standing out on the street in Nottingham because you couldn't find where you were going. And we were on the phone and he approached me. As he was coming up, it was starting to get dark. So I could just see like this tall figure coming up the road. And I remember thinking, don't look at him in the eyes. You are going to fall in love straight away. And I just knew it about myself, even from the little that I had already learned about you before we actually even met.
So about, what was it, a year later, I wrote the song Dream Love, which this podcast's about, this book is about, and the song led to the motto, Love One Life. And then the motto led to this podcast. So in my mind, I can trace this Love One Life podcast back to writing down the poem about the kind of life I wanted to live, the intentional planning and thinking that I put into that word, into that poem, which I put in the book. And then we wind forwards. And now in the song, Dream Love, the first lines of the verses, I found a love, I found a one, is the first line of the second verse, and I found a life is the first line of the third verse. And that's where I sat looking at them one day and thought, love, one, life. I found a love, I found a one, I found a life. And that's where the motto came from. And it's led to all this.
I mean, you will be able to see it online as well. For years, I've been wearing merch that says Love One Life because it started so long ago.
Yeah, I've created quite a few different arrays of merchandise, if you like, with different looking brands. And this is the podcast logo that we're really proud of. And I think it's pretty awesome. It's sharing our message, and our message is loving the life that you've got and figuring out how to enjoy it more, be more fulfilled, be more connected if that's what you want, and
living with intention.
Yeah, absolutely. Live with intention, because if you're always living in the past and feeling miserable about what's happened or angry or whatever, or you're worried about the future all the time, what could go wrong, what's out there, you're never living in the moment, and the moment is where life actually is.
And it's important to design what you want. You know, you're fully in control of your own life. You get to design it, and that is what living with intention means to me.
Yeah. Now, there's manifesting and knowing what you want.
Yeah.
But there's also showing up in a way that you're the right person to meet that person.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I'll make this really easy. Let's just say you write down and go, I would like somebody who's muscly and wealthy and all these things. Let's just say that was quite materialistic, but it makes this example quite easy. And you're anything but fit.
You're the opposite.
And you're in total poverty and all the other things. It's the opposite. You've got to think, are you showing up like the person this other one that you want to meet is going to want to be attracted to?
What are you bringing to the table, guys?
It's a really great way of saying it.
What are you bringing? If you're so desiring, like, the best, the most special, the most wonderful, like, it's good for you to bring that too. And what are they looking for? And is that you? So therefore, is it going to match up?
Yeah, because it's unreasonable to think, you know, I want this, but I'm not prepared to put in the effort myself. And you see it in people's actual relationships playing out because they've met by chance, not by design, accidentally fall into a relationship together, and they want totally different things. And so they end up living these totally separate lives, trying to make what's left in the middle function in some way. And I feel quite sad for those people because they don't have a real connection.
We've all been there, doll.
We have. and they don't know that life's any different because they've never had any other life. So they can't know that you can have.
And it's scary. It's scary to take the jump and to think that you do deserve more.
I know when we take the book into consideration, in there I write about failing relationships, potentially thinking about getting out of failing relationships, obviously being sensitive to people's family circumstances and children involved and getting legal advice and all that kind of thing. But you have to think about what you want for your own life at some point. Otherwise, you'll never have
your own life.
There you go. Finishing off my sentences for me.
It's like we're married or something.
So when we talk about choosing you, what does it mean to choose you?
Choose yourself. That was a huge kind of hard lesson for me to learn back in the past. And I know that certainly when I talk about this in public, sometimes there can be confusion and misunderstanding and just not getting it. Like, how do I choose myself? Especially if you're somebody who constantly puts other people's needs before your own, you know? And I think we all do it. We do it as parents and as friends and as sons and daughters of people. We put everybody else first. And choosing yourself means thinking about and applying, how do I want to be treated? Okay. And therefore, I'm going to put up the boundaries to make sure that that is therefore how I am treated. It's not always easy. I'm saying these words that sound simple, but it's not an easy thing to do. And sometimes it will be the most challenging thing that you will ever do. But choosing yourself and putting yourself first is the most important thing that you will ever do.
Fantastic. Isn't it? Amazing advice in real life. And love is one of the most common things we'll all try and do in our life in terms of be in love, be in a loving relationship. Nearly everybody's trying to or having a go at it once you reach adulthood. And most of us fail multiple times. I know I have. And because we're not taught. Who teaches us how to have a relationship? I was never taught. My role models weren't great. My parents both had 2 divorces. I have had 2 divorces. I'd like to think I know a lot more than my dad did, my mum did when they were my age. But if no one's out there teaching us about how to be in a relationship, how to find a partner that's actually suitable for you so that when you're making your commitments to stay with them long term, you've actually got half a chance because you're actually matched in some way. And we've talked about it before. We don't believe in opposites attract. You know, so they're totally this way and they're totally that way. Sometimes people confuse masculine and feminine with being opposites, but that's meant to be, you know, the masculine and the feminine, regardless of what gender they play themselves out in. Having some kind of intention over who you want to be with is going to lead you more likely to a partnership that's going to last, and then a family unit that's going to last. You can't predict everything. You can't control how someone else is going to behave, but you can do your best at trying to. But no one teaches anybody, do they?
No.
The school system, the parents don't know any better. Clearly the cultures and the politicians don't care. And that brings in the whole subject of dogmas. So when you look at dogmas, which I call kind of cultural expectations, you know, churches that expect people to get married and stay married forever and divorce is this bad thing, and societal expectations, well, you should do this and you should do that. And if you're not, you're somehow a failure. It doesn't help, because how does the religious dogmas help people know if they've found the right partner to get married to? They don't. They just make you feel guilty if it fails.
It's such a huge subject, isn't it? And it's not anything that's going to change overnight, but that's why it's important that you know yourself what you're looking for and what you want, and you stay true to yourself for that reason. Because there's a lot of judgment and there's a lot of opinions out there. And I suppose what we're talking about here is when you're choosing yourself, you're really starting with inside about what you're looking for and what you want, regardless of what everybody else thinks is right for you. It's hard. But if you sit for a second and think about that, it might tell you a different story than the life that you're living right now.
So you find your dream love.
Yeah.
Is it all easy peasy?
Yes, no, not so. I mean, the love that we had for each other and the relationship that we had.
You said had.
Oh, I mean, like at the beginning.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking.
That's yeah, true. At the beginning, it was beautiful, and we had our bubble, but we had outside forces that made it a struggle. So you have other things, people, opinions coming in at you, and you're trying to protect this love and protect this probably like positive environment that you're finding yourself in. It doesn't mean it's always easy to you just can't ignore everything and everybody and everything else. Life still happens around you, and some people will be set up to make sure that you're not happy as well, and they might want to break that up. They might not want you to be like living your best life all the time, and so there might be jealousy. All of those different things might come up, but so I would say that no, it's not always easy peasy. Being good to your partner is easy, and then being good to you is easy, and being good to one another is easy, but everything else that comes around it, maybe not so much.
Challenges galore.
Yeah.
I think we've had, like a lot of people have in life, but we chose to stick together.
Yes.
And it tested our mettle early on, as I write about in the book as well. It meant that someone like me, who was suspicious, doubtful that this could be as strong as it might be, it meant that we were being tested all the time. And in many ways, it gave me confidence. It gave me confidence to believe in our relationship, because we were just getting missiles in and various different situations, and we stuck together and we worked through it all. So it gave me the confidence to think, well, we can do this over and over and over again.
Yeah, I feel it like if we can get through these things, we can get through anything. We can get through all those hard conversations about money, and we can get through those hard conversations about family and children, because we've got through much worse.
There's one thing that we can't get through.
What? When I'm hungry?
She knew. She knew.
I knew you were going to say that.
I have learned to keep this lady fed. Monitor food levels. If it's been too long, supply with some food.
Right.
And the sunshine comes back into her life once again.
Come on, ladies, guys, you know what I'm like. I'm a bit of a different beast when I'm hungry. But you do so well with it, and I appreciate that.
It's an absolute pleasure. So there's a couple of things I'm going to talk about here. Firstly, think about somebody you know that may be thinking about what they want to do in a relationship. Share this with them, and in the links to this, you'll find the links to the book and the song. So please do share it. Please do subscribe to the show. The more people that follow, the easier it is to serve up more content to people in the future. So I wanted to talk about the book, Dream Love. This is a pre-edition, so there's a little grey marker across it, but that won't be there. That's a genuine photo of our wedding day, that we really had a wonderful wedding day and some amazing photos.
I mean, our photographer and videographer were just so smashing. They just got the best pictures. That does look like a movie.
Really does,
doesn't it? I love it.
And the song Dream Love is available on Spotify, Amazon, on Apple, all of the platforms, and it's under Drea Fred Warner. So have a listen to the song. If you stay on at the end, we're going to put it in so you can have a little sneak peek and a listen.
I want to ask you, Fred, a little bit about the song. It was written years ago, wasn't it? And you've only just released it now, hasn't it? And then obviously we were talking that this is a loved one live, the message, everything. What do you think took you so long to put it out there? Because I loved it from the minute I heard it, obviously, and I felt like this is just More people need to hear this. This is wonderful. I could imagine people dancing at their weddings, you know, in their first dance and stuff, because it's so special. So, but why now? And why did it take you so long, do you think?
I think why now is we agreed I was going to get it out. And it was a deal I did with you, and you made me shake your hand. But why did it take so long? Well, you know, in all honesty, I've got some songs that I've written nearly 30 years ago that are going to be, my aim is to release them all over the next couple of years and produce them. But I think there's a doubt and a self-belief issue that I've always had with my music, and I've tried putting stuff out, but it's always maybe this need for external validation somehow, or worrying about what other people might think. This is a real love song. And I suppose it was difficult for me to get on board because you were like, oh, this song's amazing. You should play this to everybody, everywhere. And I think one of my other issues was getting a version of it where I'd recorded probably my own vocal as much as anything else, but then the instruments, that I was happy with, because I tried a couple of versions of it and I wasn't fundamentally happy. You were happy with it. It wasn't at the level of kind of like professionalism that I wanted out of it.
I think it's like really nice that you are admitting to that. And I do think there'll probably be many people here watching who are letting self-doubt hold them back. They might have something special that they're doing, that they, you know, that they want to do, and they're not putting it out there. And so that's why I asked you that question, is because I think it's really important for everybody to hear as well. This has taken Fred far longer than I wish that it had done. I feel like it should have been out ages ago. And the reason I love this song so much as well is just because it's so beautifully simple, and the message is beautifully simple. It's very catchy as well. Like, just as a bonus, it's such a beautiful, catchy song. And I'm like, why don't you believe in it as much as I do? I bet you know somebody in your life who is not putting themselves forward or is too scared to put themselves out there. And my message to them would be the same as I had with Fred. Get them to shake your hand and say that they're going to do it for themselves, because life is too short, guys. Life is far too short not to do the thing that you want to do, and not to find the person that you want to find, or not to, you know, just like live the life that you want to live.
So yeah, enjoy. Thank you so much for joining us. Do subscribe. Do share this episode with someone that you think will benefit. Tune into the next one. I'm Fred. This is Drea. This is Love One Life. And we'll see you on the next show.
I found a love that's meant for me. It fills my sails like a wind upon the sea, like the sun burning bright after dark, a gloomy night, like the stars when they're shining just for me. I found a dream love. 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 I found the one that's meant for me, the one I wrote about and asked my Lord to see. Like a bird flying high with an angel at my side, like a warmth and a glow so heavenly. I found a dream love. 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 I found a life that's meant for me, a life that takes me on a journey to be free. Every day is a dream and a blessing to be seen, like a present from the Maker just for me. I found a dream love. 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 I found a dream